I think the challenge of the loss was having such a great season, being ranked second in conference going into that tournament, and then losing in the semifinals with the expectation of being in the finals was a huge loss for the girls. But such a young team coming back, returning so many players from last year, I think it kind of built into them a little bit of resiliency and took the off season as a challenge and really trained harder this season in the off season than we have in the past. So that's a big difference for the girls, and I think it's led to a great early part of our training camp and built us into a better team this year than we were last year already. And I think taking those early season challenges, last year we had a couple big wins against Division I teams, which really built confidence going into the SCIAC season. So for us, that's really important to take the challenges of the first 2 months of the season where we play a lot of Division I teams and have to face that higher level competition. That confidence that we can build from those games and getting a lot of high quality training out of those games makes us better in the conference season and makes us more stable, more of a unit, and the girls are more confident with those bigger games to get a win or two in those games. So. I think we'll potentially have 1 or 2 freshman starters this year. Brittany Arneson is a local girl from the Inland Empire here, and I think she's a very dynamic player who's going to add a lot to our offensive side. And then our other 2 freshmen, Shannon Golden and Ellen Perfect, should come in and play right away. I think both of them are going to contribute. Both center defenders, so it's a position of need for us, so they're definitely going to have an opportunity to come in and play. All 3 of them very talented club players who I think will bring a lot to this team and help continue to build on the foundation of the group that we have. So key returners this year, we have 2 first-team All-Americans, Candace Filippelli and Alex Tui, who have been 2-time first-team All-Americans. Leaders of our team, are 2 other seniors, Kelly Davis and Megan Jimenez, along with Alyssa Filippelli. Those 5 are our core group of seniors who have been with us for years, and it's a group that I think has seen a lot of ups and downs, and from last year I think are prepared to really take that next step forward. And those 2 girls, Candace and Alex, are definitely the leaders of our team offensively. So, and we bring back a junior goalkeeper in Allison who was an honorable mention All-American last year and who's a player that definitely is going to have a huge impact this year. I think the experience that we've gained over the past 3 years with this core group of seniors, is going to be huge. It's going to be instrumental to our team being able to compete for a conference championship this year. The leadership that they've seen and that they've grown and developed is much better than I've seen on this team in years past. So I think that alone, along with the cohesiveness, bringing back the vast number of our players from last year and only adding 3 additional players, keeps it a very tight unit, a very good group together. So I think the cohesion of our team is going to make us better than what the individual players are. I think the experience is the biggest piece to this group. Along with that, our determination. These girls are very, very driven, very focused. It's a group that enjoys water polo, loves the game, but is also very highly competitive. And I think the change in the group has come from last year's tough losses and those lessons that we learned. Brought us together as a team, but also I think gave us a little bit of an edge as a little more determined, a little more desire in us, and a little chip on our shoulders, which is something that we haven't had in the past. We've had talent, we've had great players, but never had that little chip on our shoulders to make us go that extra distance. So I think that's I see the difference of this team being from our previous years. I think it's always important to look into our league matches. Coming off last year, the Redlands game is going to be a huge league match after what happened last year. Pomona is always one of our biggest matches, but looking at our SCIAC conference, it's pretty balanced this year. So we're going to see 3 or 4 really high-level games through there. I think the Claremont Convergence is one of the best weekends that we have. It's usually the midpoint of our season where we should be playing at our highest level and getting to that next step. And then aside from that, I think any time we get a chance to play a big Division I team, we're up in Santa Barbara early in the season. So I think anytime we get those opportunities, it's huge for the girls, not only as a learning experience, but the opportunity to play those big Division I teams is always a special thing for us. So we definitely look forward to those type of games. But the league games are the most important. 11 games decide whether we go to an NCAA tournament or not. So those are the big games to focus on, and every one of them is equally as important.